underneath again. I cleaned all these winder shafts up, and I picked the nicest one to put in this first machine. This is the bottom side of the winding lever, and there's the plunger hole, which I thoroughly cleaned. Put the screw in there, or the spring in there. Put a drop of oil inside. Get our shaft in the winding shaft in the center hole, and then make sure that our drive pin is lined up in the gear, and then our piston is in place, and this is the new winder, and I'm just gonna, the new winding cam, we're just gonna get it snugged on here a little bit to hold, because then we got to go back to the top to finish the adjustment. There. Okay. Alright, it's gently rotating. Excellent. Alright, the first one again. Remember that the foot, one of the feed dogs, broke on this first machine. So luckily that the second machine seems to have good feed dogs. This rubber coating is in decent shape, so just going to transplant these instead of finding new one. This is an adjustable feed dog, and I think they're still available. But the adjustable side is the one that broke on this machine, and that's obviously a weak spot on these, so when you're putting them back together you have to be careful not to hit the adjustable side of the feed dog. They are handy if you do a lot of straight stitching with your machine, because that feed dog will slide over. But alright. And then I need a needle plate. Check that those are even. I find that very rarely do I have issues with the front and rear travel on these feed dogs. It's generally speaking about getting squareness to the hole and evenness in spacing. So because of course if the feed dog is canted sideways, which I'm gonna, it can bind. I like that, so we'll just get that new feed dog, or that replacement feed dog snugged in there. We'll start by slipping this big front panel on. Remember, this is that first machine, so it was missing the screws to hold the entire panel in place. It was just sort of snapped in where it fit. I'm gonna swap. As you can see, I'm swapping for the panel that has the most lettering left on it. And now that we've got this slipped in place, starting on this corner and kind of pushing across, I need to get the light bar piece of trim that goes under that pointer and sits right in here. This piece, plastic piece, has the curve on the bottom of it that goes to the light fixture, so that the light has a little bit of lighting up here behind your stitch selector. And I have to raise the needle bar all the way up so that I can reach in and put this first screw in the head here. And I'm stealing the trim screws out of that second machine, since it's the one we've determined is going to be for parts. And then our other screw here goes right in the base here. And now that this machine has the front cover held in place properly. Cleaned up all the length dials. I've got 4 of them here because I happen to have another scrap machine. So I'll take, this is obviously much nicer than the other 3. And then I think I will use this one as the second one. These other 2 will just put back in the pile. The retainer clip for the reverse or stitch length control on these is microscopic. And went flying. Sometimes I'm careful enough to keep track of them, and other times I'm not. But the good news is, as you can see, oh, I thought I had it. Well, these clips are hard to get on, but this larger replacement clip out of my assortment does fine if, like any of these, you can get it pushed on. Alright, I will fiddle with that until I get it clipped in. Well, when I dropped the bigger clip, I did find the original tiny clip that goes on here. And I did forget that there's a clearance issue, so I do have some tiny clips that would fit, but that bigger one I had wasn't going to fit here anyway, because you can see the clip would push on this shaft and get in the way. So, and then look at this, there's another clip stuck in here. So make sure we keep track of that for the second machine. But with our stitch length control in place, I can put the top covers on and do a little bit of testing on this first machine.